Before we tackle our topic, let us first answer the question, what is good life? Based on surveys, people tend to describe good life as, first, fulfillment of basic needs. It is where we attain those basic needs in our everyday living. Sample of this is food, water, money, and clothing.
Good life as well, it is the satisfaction of desires and aspirations. This part is where you're satisfied with ambitions in life, you're contented of what you have in the present.
Accomplishment of a person's purpose or mission. When your purpose and mission in life has been accomplished, Aristotle concluded that you are living with a good life.
Number 4, a life has social meaning. The ability to connect and enjoy your life with others were also considered as someone having a good life.
The good life, according to different philosophers. In ancient Greece, long before the word science has been coined, the need to understand the world in the reality respond with the needs to understand the self in the good life. Smart people before tend to study about humans, how humans develop, how we think, how to be happy, and how our life be good as possible.
According to Aristotle, he explains that having a good life is a happy life. This is called eudaimonia. Came from the Greek word eio, meaning good, and daimon, meaning spirit. Refers to the good life marked by happiness and excellence. Having that kind of life will make a person flourish, filled with meaningful endeavors that empower the human person to be the best version of himself or herself.
Aristotle also said that having a great virtue or good manner to everyone around you will lead to good life. A virtue is a trait of character manifested in habitual action. The word happy to here is important. The virtue of honesty, for example, is not possessed by someone who tells the truth only occasionally or only when it benefits her. The honest person is truthful as a matter of course. Her actions spring from a firm and unchangeable character.
According to Aristotle, he himself can't recognize what is good life due to many answers to it. So he begins by considering the answer to different prevalent contenders, such as having enough cash, achieving victory, delight, or a great pleasure and connection to people.
Money and success. We already know that money is an essential commodity in our life. And also, money is clearly as it were implies the conclusion in this manner. It can't be the greatest. On the other hand, Aristotle does not advocate a life of renunciation. A direct amount of fabric comfort is vital for our well-being. And a genuinely favored life would be anticipated by extraordinary hardship. Nevertheless, quality of life is really determined not by the circumstances of the person, but what he makes out of them. Victory cannot moreover be considered the most elevated grade since it is a will subordinate in a few other people's says. Honor is not associated to any characteristic of the individual himself, but how other individuals see him. The degree of the person's victory depends on the sort and bunch of the individuals who recognize the individual. Finally, the impulse of fortune has two extraordinary impact on a person's victory. It may not really speak to complete worth of the individual.
Reasons and virtues. The greatest for a human being is reason, since it is the characteristic human capacity, the one we don't share with other creatures. There are diverse readings of this, but a conceivable one is that in show disdain toward of the truth that none of our capacities got to be rejected. The specially human ones need to be given an exceptional put. So a great life got to certainly contain some fulfillment related with our natural nature. But our higher assets got to be given more significance. What roughly our capacity to feel significant sentiments? to cherish, to be moved by craftsmanship, music, or nature. He appears say, in an Aristotelian soul, I accept that it's the whole bundle, such as the resources, sentiments, and reasons that characterize us as a human animals, and get in this way be regarded and created, but reasons need to still keep hold of the reins.
Aristotle says that it would be difficult driven to describe a person who is absolutely solitary as having a great life, and that no person would select to stay without friends although they had all of the other goods. He recognized three types of relationship. First is the pleasant and the ones based on mutual admiration. Second is the person is loved only insofar as she or he provides some good or pleasure. Three, the most solid and therefore most important. But we might include that the capacity to be alone is additionally imperative, which a few people may select isolation of the purpose of other interests such as consideration. Other good life views according to other philosophers. Well, Plato defined good life as presence, wisdom as a skill of living that determines happiness by directing one's life as a whole, bringing about goodness in all areas of one's life as a skill brings about order in its materials.
According to Socrates, the good life is a life that questions and thinks about things. It is a life of contemplation, self-examination, and open-minded wondering. The good life is thus an inner life, the life of an inquiring and ever-expanding mind.
And according to Immanuel Kant, he explained why Kant believed that the highest good for a human being is the conjunction of happiness and complete virtue, and how it is impossible for an individual to attain these two things at the same time.
And lastly, according to Nietzsche, the good life is one lived without fear of gods or higher power, without fear of the crowd and its constant desire to make you conform, and even without fear of one's fate. This is what he meant by amor fati, or love your fate. Never whine, never complain, never explain. According to him, if you want to live a good life, you should not afraid to face the circumstances or the bad situation that comes in your life. You should love your fate and trust yourself.
It's my life.